You know, Nelly once said it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. It is smoking out here in Austin, and Tesla has quietly updated the Cybertruck. So this is a 2025 Cybertruck, but there's been a bunch of small differences that they've done. Most importantly, what they've done recently is they've increased the charging curve on it. So the older Cybertrucks are going to get a software update that increases the charging speed by 13%. And the newer 26 models, and it doesn't even have to be a 26 model because I guess some of these packs have been updated on the 25s. These ones now have an increased charging speed of 26% quicker charging on these newer ones. So I have this is mine for the week that I can test out here. This has the road wheels on it, and I actually really like these road wheels. You can see this is a Tesla specific wheel here. It says Cybertruck right here on this Pirelli tire made specifically. It's an all season tire, so tread wear rating of 520. And overall, just little tiny things like the switch right here, the door motor opening up, everything has been tightened up. And what I loved from the beginning in the Cybertruck, and this isn't something that you're used to with a Tesla, is the ride quality is excellent. This actually drives and rides like a Land Rover. And when you add the drive-by-wire steering, which if you haven't test driven one of these, you need to. Even if you hate the Cybertruck, titties are way out for this video. But even if you hate the Cybertruck, you can at least appreciate what they've done with it. So many people, this gives people, like this one girl I know, the Cybertruck drove by and she goes, she goes, I just can't with those. I go, what can't you with the Cybertruck? It's a truck. What, it looks different, so you don't like it? What are you, nuts? It's 2025. There are some things that people have complained about that as truck owners, I get could be annoying. I'm not a typical truck owner. I have a Rivian R1T, but I can appreciate the engineering that's gone into this thing. I guess for a truck owner with this slant back here, if you need to reach into the bed, it makes it a little bit harder. But like the motorized tonneau cover, this has all been updated. And look how fast and efficient it is moving up. That can hold up to 250 pounds. We'll press this to release the bed. There we go. Now this is the Volt back here. Shout out to Gregor Truck for giving me the proper terminology when it comes to everything back here. This is the Volt. This is not a waterproof den, but it blocks out most of the water. It could just get a little bit damp with heavy rain. So you have this light bar across the back. Now, the one feature that is amiss, in my opinion, with the Cybertruck is the rear view mirror. It would be so easy for them to put a camera right here and then have that reflect to a digital mirror. You could do that in the aftermarket, but ultimately, I wish for as expensive as this is, $82,000 car, it should come like that from the factory. That is an update that I hope they address in the future. But overall, just the functionality of the vehicle, if you're not like a typical truck person that really has to use their truck, this is going to work for a lot of people, and they drive really well, and this has full self-driving. Now, I've messaged my friend Gregor Truck. He is the guru of Cybertrucks. So this segment is brought to you by Gregor Truck. He has gifted me some things that are different on this Cybertruck, some updates that they've made slowly over time. And by the way, this isn't unique to Tesla. Tesla isn't the only manufacturer that goes and makes minor upgrades that aren't announced. Literally every manufacturer does this. It's just not worth it for the marketing team. The marketing team needs things like, we did bigger wheels. You know, that's easy for them. That's where I would come in. Okay, so the lift gate has been changed. You can see if we slam it here, listen to this. Now, Gregor Truck says it has a cheap feel to it, cheap sound to it compared to the older one. Personally, I don't think it's that bad. It's a truck. This sounds like a Dodge Ram to me. America's best-selling truck. Up to the front, cameraman. The other thing is on the interior here, they've gone from just the all-white interior to these gray slats, which are just beautiful, the way that they've integrated this on the front here. The other thing is on the white one, there would be like some bubbling and rippling over here on the early ones. You can see the way this new material is and the way it's adhered to here. It's a little bit better. The center console also no longer has the silver slats. It's all the same textured gray material. And the Cybertruck now has full self-driving, which I will show you shortly. What's weird is it doesn't have the basic autopilot, and it's not going to ever have that, which is also weird. Now, this panel right here is called the sail applique, and you can see this little dent right here. That is a rivet where they're actually riveting this to the body, whereas earlier models, they were using some sort of adhesive, but the earlier models, this had an issue where it was peeling off. And considering that this is the exoskeleton, meaning part of the structure of the vehicle is on the exterior and not all hidden. These are really strong panels. Like, it's hard to describe how tough the exterior of this vehicle is. I'm sure you've seen the videos where people just throw cinder blocks and hit it with a hammer, and that's the only content that they can come up with. But they have made that minor update as well. So again, very minor updates, just overall making the build quality good. And like I said, the ride quality on this thing was excellent. All right, enough talking, let's actually drive it. Now, before we take it for a drive, real quick, this beautiful shirt, this garment that I'm wearing is from INTOTHEAM.com, and I've been working with them for over 5 years now, and here's why. Whether it's their basic tees, their athletic tees, their basic hoodies, their waffle knit hoodies, or athletic shorts, INTOTHEAM consistently makes comfortable and quality shirts with all kinds of different designs to match your style. So whether you want a big print on the front, or just a simple logo, or no logo at all, INTOTHEAM has you covered. Personally, my favorite are their basic tees and their athletic tees. They're incredibly comfortable and clean up well for when your baby throws up on you. And then when the weather gets a little bit cooler like it is right now, their basic hoodies are really comfortable and simple with tons of colors available. So go to INTOTHEAM.com, use code Gjeebs, which will give you an additional 10% off on top of whatever other sale they have going on. INTOTHEAM, thank you for being a partner here at the Gjeebs organization. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to United Site Services, 1-800-toilets.com. They keep the Gjeebs organization clean while filming on the road. Really appreciate them for supporting me. Also, awesome, we're at Circuit of the Americas here, where they're about to have the F1 race, and they have some absurd roller coaster, 2 roller coasters up here. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, driving this thing is, it's just shockingly different how agile and precise this steering is. I think some of the issues that they've had with full self-driving and what the delay was the fact that it is the drive-by-wire steering and it's so sensitive, whereas all other Tesla models have just the regular steering system that all other cars have. So I think it took them some time, I almost said, to get this all, ADD review, but the roller coaster's over the road here, okay? And that's why I think there was a delay on full self-driving, but that will continue to get better over time. So we will engage full self-driving, supervised. Supervised is the best word Tesla could have put in place, by the way, because that's perfect. It's full self-driving, but you have to watch it. But it is very good. The screen is beautiful. You have this here, the rear view camera. Now you can move it, and then you have full access to that screen. I had a little too much caffeine, so I have the shakes. And then you can move this for the bigger view, which that is much nicer, and that just moves your navigation down to there. But overall, driving, the suspension is great. It has an air ride suspension, so you can adjust the ride height and everything. It's just a really nice place to be. And the sound system in this thing is different. I mean, the Teslas have, in my opinion, the best sound systems, or some of the best sound systems out there. This even takes it up a notch over the Model 3 and the Model Y. It just has a really full sound to it. So if you enjoy music, you're gonna really like this thing. Overall, to me, I just find it sad that I get that this hasn't sold a ton because they're expensive trucks. Like, I get it. At the same time, I think it's sad that people are so turned off by it simply because of how it looks, as opposed to appreciating what Tesla did. There are so few car manufacturers that present a prototype that it comes out looking like the prototype. I know there are differences. I know it didn't come with the bench seat in the front. It didn't come with the range they expected to get. I know. But overall, the aesthetic of this thing, it looks like a futuristic vehicle and drives differently with the drive-by-wire. So I wish that there was more just like, hey, I don't like the car. I'd never buy it, but I can appreciate what Tesla has done. I can appreciate what they've done. I wouldn't buy one because I'm not a truck person. I don't need a truck. But I do love that they all come with a tonneau cover, so you can actually use it like an SUV. I don't know. I just think I think it's such a cool vehicle that so many people are just dismissing for all of the wrong reasons. Now, range on this thing, this is a long range model. We're at 92% battery, so that's showing 303 miles of range. So over 300 miles of range. The road wheels will help that. Had a single motor variant that they got rid of, so now it's just this. But like over these bumps, it's just so smooth. One thing that's annoying, I keep looking to this rear view mirror. Now, as you own one of these, you will get used to this, but there's nothing up here because the tonneau cover is down. So you have to look to the camera here. And again, I just think that's a miss. This is a decent fix. I just wish that this was just a big mirror that had a screen to it, just one less thing to adjust to. But like I said, over time, you're probably gonna get used to looking at the screen. Now, one thing I love about the air suspension on this is watch how the air suspension rises. So I've just put it into high mode. The entire car lifts as one segment. Normally, air suspensions do a little in the front, then the back, then the front, then the back. This just goes up, and then we're gonna drop it. Oh, we're still rising. And I rise up, I rise to the street, and I rise up. And then we'll go to entry, and the entire thing drops down as one single unit. So overall, I just think that that is a unique feature of the Cybertruck, and just cool how the whole thing levels out and drops as one. Now, one thing I feel that's annoying about the Cybertruck is the overall design of the windshield. I just feel like you're sitting so far back in the center of the vehicle and then looking out through this long slanted windshield, and you have these little windows here that you can kind of peer through. Again, I don't own one of these, so over time, if you guys own one of these, let me know how you feel about over time in the windshield area looking out. Do you get used to it, or is it something that is just annoying to be looking through? That's one thing as a casual driver of the Cybertruck I wish was different. I like the traditional, like in my Rivian, it's a very small windshield and you're looking out over. This is a massive windshield, the largest production windshield in the world, and I just feel like it's kind of awkward to look through. The other thing I love about the design is this segment right here. The body is painted black, which generally it's like either body color, but this doesn't have a color. So I love that how that is all finished, especially if you wrap these matte black, then this is black and it all looks very uniform. So it's been a few days of me driving the Cybertruck on a daily basis, and I've been able to consolidate my thoughts to give you some good information, I think. So as far as the exterior of the vehicle and it's staying clean, you can see here just like some smudges and weird things from me just touching the vehicle and opening it up. So pressing this button to open it. And I will say, these doors are like, they are razor sharp right here. It's not like you're gonna cut your hand sliding it up and down on them, but every time you grab it, you're like, wow, this is a sharp edge. The other thing, moving on to the exterior that I love the space that is up front, even like how these are set up. There's a lot of space under the seat, and the steering wheel is excellent. It's not like the yoke steering wheel where you're kind of awkwardly grabbing it. You can grab it up top, you can grab it at 9 and 3, so that's all good. You can grab it down below. You can grab it wherever you want, but I really like the steering wheel. Now, one of the things that I don't like and what I haven't really gotten used to is this big, you know, you got the A-pillar here, and then you have the little window up front. And while the window is helpful, you're still always kind of like this, and you can't see where the corners of the vehicle are. So like in my Rivian, for example, I can perfectly see the 4 corners of the vehicle and know where I'm aiming. This you're kind of guessing. Now, luckily, it has the front-facing camera, so I'm able to click it going into a tight spot and know what my parameters are. But it's just something where I'm kind of blind on the left front and right front, and then when you're in tight spaces, the front of the vehicle just falls off, so you can't really see where you're at, so you do have to rely on this camera, but they have the camera. So build quality is very solid. Little pieces like this all seem to align. If you go back to the tailgate here, you can see that there's maybe a slight misalignment here, or maybe that's how they all are. But overall, I guess I'm just more happy that this truck exists as opposed to another standard truck coming out. Like, for example, my Rivian R1T, it's a cool truck. It has a bunch of unique features, but overall has the traditional shape to it. Whereas this is something that's totally different. And I just credit Tesla for actually putting a prototype like this into production and selling it. And I think the updates and the upgrades that they've made to it in the assembly line have been worthwhile over time. Now, if you want to see what 1 year of ownership has been like in my Rivian R1T, you can click this video right here.